Hello, I'm Elgato, and welcome back to the video. Today I have some pretty exciting Minecraft console news to share with you, and it is of course to do with the next major update coming out for this version of the game that we're calling TU46. TU46 is about a week and a half away now, there's some vagueness to that, but before the update releases, they've decided to give us another screenshot and another big hint about what's going on. And this big hint kind of confirms a bunch of features we had figured, but now we know for certain, and it also hints that the console is going to be having a brand new combat system, unlike the PC or unlike the current one, and I figured I'd go through and explain exactly what that means and a whole bunch more in today's video. Hopefully you'll do enjoy it. If you do like the video, like and let me know because it helps out the channel and lets me know you do want to see more Minecraft console news as soon as I find it out. With that said though, let's get straight into the video, shall we? And let's start with, I guess, the very first thing, how do we learn about this? So 4J, being a little sneaky as usual, said, look what arrived today, the Minecraft Xbox One edition with the Favorites Pack and the Battle Map Pack Season Pass. So if you don't know, Minecraft Xbox One has been bundled a whole bunch of times now. There's the original version, then there's the Favorites Pack, and now there's the Favorites Pack with the DLC for Battle. So, that's a good thing to pick up if you're buying the game new. I assume most of you have the game, but if you haven't, then I guess that's a cool thing. But obviously, this isn't the key point in the screenshot, because if you look in the background, oh, what's that? That's a monitor. Oh, it's playing a development version of Minecraft too. Oh yeah, that's TU46, isn't it? So yeah, let's look very closely at that. We'll come back to the screenshot later, because there's a tiny hint, with the Fallout thing there. But yeah, let's start by talking about the screenshot. Here it is kind of enlarged, and as you can see, there's a few things to see here. The big ones are the end city, as always. It's always the thing that grabs your attention. Also, the new boats, as you can see up there, they are going to be two-person, and they are going to, be the new types of boats, so that's all good news. But there's a few other things which are really interesting, and let's start with the top one. The biggest thing you can see also is the skeleton traps. So skeleton traps is something I've done a whole video on. A lot of people kind of doubtful as to whether they'd be in this update, but as you can see, there they are. Now there's going to be a chance that, random horses will just spawn in these skeleton traps, which are very, very terrifying. They make the game a little bit harder, so watch out for those. Again, whole video on exactly how to look for them and stuff like that, and I'll do make a video when it comes out, but it means the skeleton horse is now going to be available in survival Minecraft, and that's a cool change, I think, in general, and it also means the spawn egg will probably be in creative too. So yeah, brand new mob in this update, as well as the shulker, is going to be the skeleton horse, and the skeleton riders with the horse that obviously have the iron helmets, so they can kill you during the daytime. It's great fun, and slash all very annoying, depending on your opinion, but it is pretty cool that they're adding such a, big feature to the game, such as skeleton traps. So that's what's confirmed in this top image. I looked around the rest of it. You can kind of see, him in a boat, and then there's like a weird blur. I'm not sure what's going on there. It could be a monster image, but yeah, basically there's something on the far left there. I can't say for sure, but if you then look down at his hotbar, you can see something else. So here you can see, again, it's really, really blurry, but you can see those are 3 different types of arrows. They look like they're different types of potion arrows, so that's kind of exciting by itself. And you can also see lingering potions. They look pretty much like lingering potions to me, which are a brand new type of potion. Again, feature preview coming out tonight on those, so learn about them there. But basically, they're a new type of potion that make a splash effect, which lasts for maybe 15-20 seconds. It's a really interesting thing to look at, and they are coming with this next update. So brand new potions, as well as a brand new mob. Pretty cool stuff already. And then, of course, there's the bottom screenshot, which confirms a few new things, that we've kind of seen before, but now we see them in the flesh. So there's some lingering potions again. There's Alex wearing a outfit I haven't seen before. Maybe I just haven't looked at all of them. But yeah, there's a weird kind of, thing right there. But then if you look in the background, you can see that, boom, there's an end gateway. So although we'd heard about these, and although they exist on the PC, we haven't seen them on the console before. And the reason this is pretty, interesting is because it's right there at the end city. This could be a lucky seed, but I assume they're going to set it up so that you'll spawn most of the time near an end city, because again, there's limited world space. You don't have this giant thing to work around. So yeah, there we go. That's an exciting kind of premise about how the ends, the larger end is going to work on the console, because bear in mind, this is a 360. It's got to have a pretty small, no matter how big they make the end, it's always going to be limited in some sense. And the fact that you're going to spawn near an end city is just kind of good world generation, because otherwise, imagine it'd be like the Nether problem where you couldn't have a Nether fortress at first. That looks like they're going to skip that phase and just go straight to, okay, yep, there's your end city or elite. At least that's what I assume from this. It could be entirely wrong. It could be a coincidence, but I'm assuming that. So with that said, you can also see there is a chorus plant that Alex is holding, and then there is, of course, just on the left there is the end crystal. So that's all pretty cool stuff. Don't get me wrong. We've seen, lingering potions properly for the first time. They were pretty much confirmed, but now we've seen them. We've seen more types of, different arrows. We've seen the end gateways in the flesh and stuff. And we've also had confirmed the skeleton, the skeleton riders, basically, which is another just interesting little change, as well as end crystals, which I reference in tomorrow video. Basically, they're a semi-pointless thing now that we have a reset end, but the fact that they exist is pretty interesting. But the big thing here is, if you look at the top screenshot again, you'll notice that the Steve in the boat is like firing, an arrow from it, but he's firing the arrow despite not having his bow out. So, at first you can look at this and you can say maybe that's dual wielding, but if you look at their hotbars, neither of them have the 10th slot, which you would have for your dual wielding, and either they're really trying to hide it, and it is a surprise feature, which again, entirely possible, but the way this is working here is not how it works on the PC, because you'd have to have the arrows in your offhand slot, the brand new, on the PC second hand, and then you'd have the bow bow in your main hand, but he's not firing the bow like that. So either, this is the weirdest way of that two-handed thing working, or because of, all the, there's something like 20% of people who just hate the new combat with passion, or as a result of that, as a way to, like, compromise the system, they're taking a lot of the features from it, such as being able to pick your arrows by doing it like that, but they're making it so that you can have a single hand do two things. So for instance, here, they're firing the bow despite having the arrows in their hand, and that means they can pick the arrows, but they don't have a second hand thing. Again, I think this is a weirder part of the, thing not to take. I feel like the second hand isn't the part of the new combat people hate. I feel like the actual thing is, the changes to, like, the axes and the slowdown stuff. But still, it looks like some of the functionality, maybe a lot more, maybe, they're just not showing it off because this is, like, simple one-handed mode, is actually coming to this update. I think this is one of the big surprises that we're going to have to wait and see about. There's so much on both sides to point to. You can be like, well, this is the 1.9 update, why miss that one feature? I can agree with that. You can look at it the other way and you can say, well, Jeb said on Twitter, no, I don't plan to, but it's relevant considering how the new combat system isn't on consoles or MCP yet. That was in response to someone saying, don't backpedal on the, PC combat changes. So yeah, there's just so much on both sides of this, and it's so impossible to tell anything. All I can tell you for sure is that whatever comes to the console is going to be some specific version. It's not, like anything the PC's experience or the Pocket Edition experience. So yeah, that's going to be interesting, and I guess I'll let you know exactly what's happening as soon as the update does come out. So I hope you did enjoy this video. Hopefully you learned something. One more time, the rundown: end cities, chorus plants, and arrows from before. Then we've got the brand new lingering potions. We've got the brand new skeleton traps. We can see for the first time 2 people in a boat, and end crystals. So lots of stuff. I still think there's probably going to be another screenshot in the next week, and I think the update is still going to be releasing in 11 days. So make sure you come check back then, because otherwise I have to eat the Carolina Reaper. And I think that's just about everything to recap today. Make sure you do check out the feature previews. I have one on the skeleton horses, I have one on the new boats, and I'm making one tonight on the lingering potions, so go check out one or all of those things. The last couple just, tiny bits here is the fact that in that first screenshot, you'll notice how there was a Fallout bobblehead. That's very rare. They have other game stuff in there, and we've had loads of tiny hints about, Fallout and, Minecraft working together before, so maybe this is something we'll see again, just a tiny little hint. And also, Harry Gordon, the person who's in that screenshot, tweeted out yesterday with a bunch of chili peppers, so again, maybe you take from that something about the release date. I'm still saying solid that will be the 20th, but I get a little bit more worried each day. With that said, though, there's all the news today. Like if you liked it, share if you really liked it, and subscribe if you're new around here, because I make videos like this one every single day on my channel, and if you subscribe, you'll see them daily on your homepage. Thank you all very much for watching, and goodbye.